At the age of 26, you had a near-death experience. How did it come about? At that time, I was with my former boyfriend on the Sinai Peninsula. There we were on holiday, and we were living in a cottage on the beach, and all was very good. Then one day, it was on the third day about, I ate something wrong. Afterwards, I knew that this led to food poisoning, but at that time, I did not think too much about it. The symptoms appeared at noon, and they actually became really bad when everyone was sleeping. Then, at one point, inside this cottage, I noticed that inside my body, something had come to a standstill. So I looked to the other side of the cottage, where I discovered a little bottle of water, and a voice within me said, "Andrea, you have to drink this water now, because if you do not, you will be facing death." And all this was very clear to me at that moment. Unfortunately, I was already so weakened at this stage that I neither could stand up nor make myself noticed. At the same moment in time, and in this way I was experiencing this, being aware of the fact that now I will leave behind this beautiful life. And I tried to find out what it feels like to do so. Which raised a deep sadness in me, bubbling to the surface. The sadness was caused by an incredibly deep regret that I did not leave my mark on the world, because I did not share my gifts with the world. And because at that time I had already made music, I have always preferred to keep my music hidden because I did not dare to share it. I was shy. I always thought that I was not good enough. And now I had the feeling that I neither had been generous enough to share this gift, nor had I left my mark on the world. Then it is now time to go back. And just by doing that, when going back into my body, I suddenly perceived that a second body inside my earthly body, that second body was like, I felt each individual cell of it. Each individual cell was filled with light. And this body of light had freed itself from my earthly body. When floating up by moving backwards, then exploding in ecstasy and an outburst of an uncontrollable joy. And then there was a bang, and I was floating in an infinite sea of light, of light, of love, blessedness, endless freedom, and also awareness. It was like an overarching consciousness. On the other side of the major impact was that I have lost the fear of death, because you do not need to be afraid of what will happen afterwards, and because we can look forward to death. So I'm looking forward to going back. However, it has also left behind a very strong awareness of my own mortality. And actually, I'm always accompanied by it. And this struggle has influenced me strongly. And what I now know is I do not want to experience this again. When I will be again on my deathbed, looking back on my life, I would like to say, yes, it was fine. I gave everything, and I was a pure gift of myself. And now I'm allowed to die. Now I'm ready to go.